Assalamu alaikum, adventure travellers. We're here in the old city of Riyadh. It's a historical site, a UNESCO site, I'm pretty sure, and just checking out all the old buildings and palaces. So let's go take a look. Okay, this site is actually the old palace where the sheikh or the sultan or the king, whatever he chose to call himself at that time. It's mud brick, as is most of the construction from old Arabia. Big thick walls. The palace was destroyed by the Ottoman Turks when the Ottoman Empire expanded into Arabia, so Riyadh was taken over by the Turks for a while until the Saudis or the Arabs took it back, and it was a bit of a checkered history, as is most of the world back in the day. It's quite incredible how you can be walking outside and I don't know how hot it is, early 20s, 22 degrees or something or other, and then you just come into one of these buildings, and just by sheer architecture, no air conditioning or anything, it's a good at least 5 degrees cooler. It's very clever architects, even 500 years ago. So what you're looking at in front of us is the foundations of a mosque that the Ottomans wiped out in the siege of September 1818. So you can see some modern buildings. So they're building out the old city and having a mixture of old and new, which is a great idea. So it means that visitors can enjoy the old city, the old ruins, but also see multimedia presentations with big screens, museum rooms, and of course the cafes. Interestingly, just like in the old European cities or where I've been in Mexico, the laneways are all very small. The houses are built close together, and I guess there was just no need for big streets and no cars. Most people travel by foot unless you were transporting something, and it gives it a great intimate feeling. And then you have the bigger buildings, which might have been some commercial type building, but everybody loves the old stuff, the historical stuff. Given that this place was a whole city back in the day, and they're building it out to accommodate tourists, it's pretty hard to tell the old from the new sometime, but definitely making a good job of it. Over here we've got some palm trees, and you can see a modern walkway there. It's all very well done, definitely worth a look. Thanks Terry for recommending this place, and thanks May for lending me your driver Mohammed for the day. Save me a little bit on Uber fares. Okay, we're amongst the palm trees now, but we are also beside the sacked mosque that we were looking at just a few moments ago. Here are the ruins from the ground level, just like the citadel in Bam, Iran, that was completely destroyed by the earthquake. Doesn't take much to knock over these mud brick buildings. So I dare say when they rebuild them, they don't rebuild them exactly the same. They look the same, but I'm sure the structural integrity is a bit better than the original. Just a guess. Okay, we're right in the middle of the ruins now, which is pretty cool. Not far from the mosque. It's just a stone's throw over there. The pathway takes us through here. You can see part of a wall still standing. Pathway up there, you can see the top of the building's been rebuilt, but if you look here, we're 100% original. Pretty awesome, Saudi Arabia. You can see some work in progress going on in there. Still working on that. They've planted all of these palm trees down on the low level, which is nice and shady. It's nice to walk through. Nice green area. They've got some plantings down on the ground. Sonia will be very happy about that. Actually, they look like cabbages. That'll make my father even happier. So now we're in the new part of the old city where they've got all the restaurants and souvenir shops set up. It's very well done, very nice little promenade with restaurants on both sides of the laneway. You can enjoy yourself in any number of cafes and restaurants, and that's where we came from. That's where the old ruins are. So probably time for a bit of a rest, maybe a cold drink, and maybe that's it. Maybe there's a bit more to see. So that, ladies and gents, is the tour of old Riyadh. Hope you enjoyed that. Not sure if there's the new Riyadh to show you. It's a pretty sprawling low-rise city, apart from a few office towers in the middle. It's a mishmash of sort of commercial and residential buildings that, yeah, so we'll see. I've still got a few more days, but I'll let you know if there's anything else to see while I'm here. Alright, we're out and about for the day with Terry and Grant, and we have made a stop at the Camel souk, or the camel market. There's a beautiful big white camel on the side of the road there. He's tethered up, but we can get pretty close to him. And so he's employed us. Not sure when market day is, but I've got some. Oh, here's another one. He's off the leash. Doesn't look like he's tied up. Oops, they're making their way over. Don't get in the way of the camels.
200 300 10,000 10,000 10,000 5 10 6 10 7 10 7 11 11 400 13,000 هرج ما بعد الحراج الا البيع 13,000 ريال شاورة 13,900 والله يربحها يا عمي 13,900 والله يربحها 13,000 هرج ما بعد الحراج الا البيع 13,000 ريال شاورة 13,900 والله يربحها يا عمي 13,900 والله يربحها 13,000 هرج ما بعد الحراج الا البيع 13,000 ريال شاورة.
So how good were the camel auctions yesterday? That was a pleasant surprise. That was quite a drive out from central Riyadh. So thanks to Terry again for showing the camel auctions to Grant and I. Anyway, just thought you'd like to see some of the everyday Riyadh neighbourhoods. Haven't shown you any of that so far. Here's a typical looking neighbourhood. It's the houses. You've got some more modern ones next door. A lot of the cars parked outside, but they do look to have garages. It's still what we would consider large parts of undeveloped, or just sections, if you like. I'm not sure what the property market is like in Riyadh, but this is what you get just across the road. So there you go, you've got an empty lot of rubble. Maybe it's waiting to be developed. You've got some more simple houses there. And here you go, got another empty lot, and then behind some commercial looking building there. This is pretty consistent across the Middle East. I'm not sure what property rights are like, or but anyway, you've got a few different styles of architecture. So you've got this house in front of us, cars parked out on the front, and you've got, there's a bit more of a Tuscan look there. This is your typical Riyadh neighbourhood road. Not even sure if I'm walking in the right direction. I'm trying to go to the supermarket to get some supplies. There's some more houses, cars out the front. I'm not sure. Some of these houses are pretty big I'm not sure where this neighbourhood sits in the whole spectrum of upmarket or downmarket, but I mean, look at this one. Is that one house? Look at that big bad boy on the corner. It looks like it's got a twin next door. Anyway, some of them are pretty big houses, so I dare say that while by New Zealand standards, because there's no greeneries and footpaths and all that sort of thing, we might go, oh, this isn't a very upscale market, but it probably is, judging by size alone. And what I've seen from the interior design shops and furniture shops, they're probably pretty nice inside. But then you've got your vacant lot again right next door. So a bit of a mishmash, but interesting nonetheless. Hope you enjoyed that little glimpse into Saudi residential real estate. Alrighty, last day in Riyadh. Heading off at 6:30 AM tomorrow, but little bonus, the Air Force Museum is only 15 minutes from the hotel. So we're here for a bit of a look around, see if we can see some cool planes. And first off the rank is the F-15 Eagle. Awesome plane. It's a US Air Force plane, obviously flown by the Saudi Air Force as well. Sort of the brother to the F-14 Tomcat that was flown in Top Gun. Similar looking plane, similar vintage, but quite different. Next up is the C-130 Hercules, probably the most famous military transport plane ever. I think these things are about 50 or 60 years old now, but they're still in service. There's dozens, if not hundreds of them in service by various air forces around the world. And good old, reliable, simple transport planes. Not unlike the Suzuki DR650. Not exactly sure what this one is. There's no plaque telling you what it is, but it's obviously some sort of people mover from back in the day. Ah yes, another one of my all-time favourite fighter planes, the Panavia Tornado. It was from the 70s and 80s, a bit like the F-14 and the F-15, flown by, or developed by the British and I think maybe the Europeans as well. Very cool looking bit of kit. Similar in lots of ways to the F-15 and F-14. I think it's got a swing wing like the F-14, but just a cool looking piece of kit. Look at the tail on that thing. And a very good mate of mine, Andy Strange, shout out to Andy. His father actually worked, I think it was on the radar in the nose cone back in the 60s. If you're watching this, Andy, update me in the comments below. And yeah, my memory's a bit faint on that one, so give me the deets. Here we've got some sort of air trainer of sorts. It might even be an air Mackie, which the Royal New Zealand Air Force used or still use, I'm not sure. Sammy, if you're watching, sort me out in the comments below. Look at this bad boy. What do we got here? It's a 26B Invader. Looks like some sort of bomber maybe. I don't know, it's a funny looking thing. Big engines. Here's some sort of helicopter. It's a pretty cool looking machine. This next one's called the Lightning, which I think is an old American fighter jet from the 50s, 60s? Anyway, pretty cool looking old thing. Looks so dated these days, doesn't it? Yes, I was right. We have another Strike Master. What did I say, Air Mackie? Correct me if I'm wrong, Chris, or Matt McLaughlin if you're watching. I think the Air Mackies replaced the Strike Masters. I think that was the story back in the day in the New Zealand Air Force. And here's the old jet for the VIPs. I think that's it for the outdoor display. There's a hangar over there, which I think we have to pay a few shekels, a few reals to get into. So let's go and see what's inside. Alrighty, we're at the inside display. I've just been told I'm not allowed to go upstairs to the first level, unfortunately, for some reason. I'm doing some work up there. There's plenty to see down here, but I did see a motorcycle upstairs that I won't be able to get up close and personal with. So anyway, it's free, no shekels or reals involved, so that is a bonus. Let's have a look around. Okay, we've got another Strike Master up there in a little bit better nick because it's inside. I think it's a Strike Master, although it looks like it's got some guns on it. Here's another older jet of some description. Not sure if it's a trainer or a fighter. We've got some old stuff there. F-86 Sabre. Okay, here's another Lightning. I thought it was American, but it's actually a British plane from back in the day. Well, what do we got here? This looks like it could be an Iroquois. Probably the most famous military helicopter in the world. No, it's not an Iroquois, it's an Augusta Bell. Looks similar to the Iroquois. And the little brother next to it is the Bell Jet Ranger. There it is next to the bigger Bell. Okay, probably the coolest bit of kit that they've got in here, up behind me, is the F5 Tiger. Now, this is a very cool little fighter plane. Its movie claim to fame was it played the MiG-29 in Top Gun. Now, there's no such thing as a MiG-29. Obviously, Tom Cruise and his movie-making mates couldn't get their hands on real MiG-29s, so they used the F5 Tiger. Cool-looking plane. Alrighty, I hope you enjoyed that version of planes, trains and automobiles. Back to the hotel now to pack up, and we have a 5:30 wake-up call tomorrow. On the road at 6:30 because we have the longest day of the trip so far. 700 plus kilometers, so it needs to be on the road at 6:30 or earlier. Stay tuned.
I feel the need for speed.